Diego, I think my mind would start to wander. I'd go out like you do with your dog, go out on the beach, and then I'm just chilling on the beach, and I'm thinking about existential things. I'm not really thinking about my job. As a matter of fact, if I spent time in San Diego or LA, I'd say, you know what? I don't want to work anymore. You know what? Why do I have this job? It's beautiful outside. Everybody's happy. What am I doing grinding day to day? And I think that is what Sean McVay is going through right now. This dude is barely 36, 37 years old. He's a coach. He's a grizzled coaching veteran. I can't believe the words coming out of his mouth. It's like Proverbs coming out of the mouth of a baby. Like, come on, man. You ain't this experienced to be talking like this. Like, you're so worn down and, the process. Dude, you're not even 40 years old. And you're already talking about the coaching life. What goes on? Help me out here,
before I even comment on that, in that setup, what everybody is wondering. What was your number? What did you have yourself rated as when you walked into that bar? Before you were married, we know you're happily married,
yeah.
But before you were married,
yeah.
What was your number? What was your number for yourself?
N.A.
No, come on.
I will not be defined by numbers. Some of these schools, they have pass, fail, pass. Okay, pass. I was not failing.
Man.
I'll say pass. Come on,
Michael Holley. I have never known you to back away from a question.
No, but I didn't limit myself like that because let's say I'm just right in the middle. Let's say it's a 5. Come on, who are we kidding? But let's say it's a 5. Oh Lord, come on now. Can we be honest on a Tuesday? All right, but let's say it is a 5. And then I see that 9 before I was married to a 10. But before I was married, let's see, I see a 9. I think I'm a 5. If I take that comedian's advice, maybe I never even approach. Maybe I'm just so thrown off by numbers. Some numbers can restrict you sometimes, Jim.
So in other words, wait.
You can be too honest with yourself.
Wait. So in other words, you are a 10. You put a 10 on yourself because you married a 10, correct?
Well, there was some deception involved. There was some deception.
Okay. All right.
There was some deception. I hope she doesn't figure out, all the things I had to line up just to make sure she would even talk to me or listen to me. But no, I never thought of myself as a 10. How about you?
No, I put myself down around probably a 6, maybe 7 on a good day.
Come on, man, we got to boost you up. Hey, man, Jim Trotter, you've been working since you left. You've been working since you left Howard University. You went to the real HU. You got you got income streams. You hang out with famous people. You live in a beautiful place. I mean, come on. That's got to be worth something. That's got to be at least an 8.
A man's got to know his weaknesses. Look, I'm like you. I outkick my coverage, so I got lucky. I'm sorry, you didn't outkick your coverage. I outkicked mine. I forgot you were.
No,
a 10.
I did. No, I didn't. I never said that. I absolutely did.
You didn't
Outkick it. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Look. Nobody wants to hear us do this. Let's go to your football question about Sean McVay.
But I was going to say, what's he going through though? No, of course people want to hear it. It's real life. There are people out there saying. There are some 5s and 4s out there in the audience saying, I don't know what these guys are talking about. I'm a 9. I'm a 9.5.
Right.
I'm a 12. So good for them. Good for them. I think self-confidence is in and of itself attractive. So if you think that, you probably are going in that direction.
I think, no question. I think in women, self-confidence and intelligence are incredibly attractive. It's funny, people get caught up on the surface stuff. But man, if you can't hold a conversation,
come on, this is
why
you're
are
teaching.
we even
Hey,
doing
listen,
this?
forget about Sean. Why are we even talking about Sean McVay? Keep going. Listen, let's give these jewelries for free. You're giving them for free. Keep going, man. I like what you're doing. I like what you're saying.
Yeah, to my young brothers out there, if she can't hold a conversation, it's about a lot more than that other thing you're thinking about. So for me, I find that to be incredibly attractive in a woman in terms of intelligence and self-confidence. So I'm good with that. Now I do want to get to your McVay question because I think it's
okay. If we have to.
No, I know,
Okay.
I know,
Go
I
ahead.
know.
Go ahead.
But I think it's important. I think it's important because one of the things we are seeing today, I believe, is that there is so much money involved with the game that we are seeing players make decisions that in the past they couldn't make in terms of leaving the game earlier, in terms of quality of life, all of those things, because they have made enough money to be able to make those decisions about what is best for their life. And I think we are seeing the same thing now to some degree with coaches who are saying, I have made so much money. And in Sean McVay's case, I have won a Super Bowl. Do I really want to continue to go through this grind, or is there something more out there from a quality of life standpoint that I want to seek out? And as he said, it does not mean necessarily that he would be done coaching, but it may mean that at this point in time in his life, he feels that there is something more for him. And remember, he's recently married, so there's that part of it too. So I applaud Sean McVay for even considering that or speaking openly about that, because I think if we're being honest here, it doesn't matter what profession you're in. If you get to a point where financially you can make decisions based on quality of life as opposed to I got to pay the bills, I think a lot of us would do things a little bit differently. So props to Sean McVay for at least understanding that and acknowledging that.
All right. I get that. I hear you. But a couple of things stand out
to
me. Well, I like it. I do like it if more employees, or more employers, I should say, if more employers were like my Uncle Stan Kroenke. And I call him Uncle Stan. I do call him Uncle Stan because years ago, I wrote a book called War Room, wrote a book called War Room. Stan Kroenke read it.
Book.
Thank you. He read it.
Excellent book.
Les Snead was a part of that because he was in Atlanta at the time. Les Snead was a part of it. So in his interview with the Rams, Stan Kroenke is asking him about War Room. And Snead told me this. And Snead is giving him answers. And Kroenke, because he owns several teams, bought hundreds of copies. He bought hundreds of copies of War Room. Bought it for the Avalanche, bought it for the Rams, he's got a Premier League team, or he did at the time. So, hey, I know St. Louis hates him.
10. That's why you're a 10.
St. Louis hates him. I love him.
That's why you're a 10. You're a straight up baller if you got NFL owners buying your book for their other employees and all across the spectrum.
I appreciate it so much. But I need employers, and we need employers, Jim. We need employers like Stan Kroenke, because if he's okay with this, what that means is he sat down with Sean McVay after winning a Super Bowl. They just won a Super Bowl. Like, it wasn't even a full year ago. Less than a year ago, they won a Super Bowl. Sean McVay and Les Snead signed contract extensions. It probably didn't come up at the time that McVay was year to year when he signed that contract extension. And now he's saying, hey, dog, this is not new. Really?
No, I absolutely believe it. Oh, absolutely. Look, the word was out there before the Super Bowl when they won that McVay.
Well, great. So you can get a raise. A contract extension, and then right after you sign that extension, you can take a sabbatical, and you may leave the organization. He's going to leave the organization.
He did coach one more year after signing that contract, so it's not like he left right away. And look, Stan Kroenke, look, the extension in part is as much about what he had accomplished as what he would do going forward. I can tell you right now, I have had conversations with owners who have said to me, if my coach wins a Super Bowl, I'm more than happy to pay him whatever it may be. I'm not going to do it without him winning that Super Bowl. So I don't think it's that unusual in my mind, at least.
Okay.
And here's the other thing. Stan Kroenke is smart enough to know that Sean McVay is one of the best coaches in the NFL. And I say that saying I've had owners say to me that they are looking for the next McVay. So that tells you that if he were on the market, he would have no problem whatsoever getting another job. And there would be owners who would fire their current coach to be able to hire Sean McVay. So I think what last year was in terms of this extension was Stan Kroenke acknowledging what Sean McVay has done for the Rams organization, bringing a championship to LA, which is a big deal for that franchise, and saying, I am going to reward you for that. And if you so choose after one more year or 2 or 3, whatever it is, that you need to get away, we'll deal with that at that time. So
wow,
I'm good with all of this.
You think? But do you think? I'm just surprised, Jim. And maybe I'm all wrong. And we'll talk with somebody who has been in this position, who is a Super Bowl winning coach, who has stepped away from the game, and people said, "Wow, well, you stepped away. You're going to come back?" Nope. Stepped away from the game. Had other things to pursue, broadcasting.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Can I interrupt you 1 second? You talked about this guest that we're going to have who's going to come on and talk about this. What are we finding with these coaches who leave the NFL to go into broadcasting? They're finding out that the money is good enough and the quality of life is good enough that they don't go back. How many people said Bill Cowher was going to go back to coaching after he went into broadcasting? Right. And it didn't happen. We just had Jason. We just had Jason Garrett who
2006. Right.
Yeah, we just had Jason Garrett who talked to Stanford. And what did he ultimately decide? Man, this is a pretty good gig I got going on right here. Right? Sean Payton wants to go back to coaching, it sounds like. But if he were paid on the level that some of these others are, I have a feeling that he wouldn't rush it necessarily.
But a lot of guys go back. I mean, John Gruden went back. I know, Bill Parcells briefly was in broadcasting. He went back. Joe Gibbs was in broadcasting. He went back. I mean, some guys, if they have the opportunity, especially if they're being pursued, that's more like that 9-10 thing too, right? Yeah, the 5s and 6s aren't necessarily pursued, but the 8s and 9s, they got to bat them off. Not right now. I'm just going to be by myself. I'm trying to be single right now in broadcasting. I don't want to be a head coach. I do want to say this, though. Yeah, look, I understand. I didn't think this would happen with McVay after one season. When he started talking about it, I thought maybe when he gets to that stage when he's 39 or 40, maybe he'll start thinking about it. I did not believe, Jim, that after 1 year, less than a year after signing a contract extension, that he would be throwing this out there. And once you throw it out there, I think he knows he has a pretty good idea of what he would like to do. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, here's the other thing.
Go ahead.
So I'm in Green Bay for their Monday night game, the Rams Monday night game against the Packers. And I remember asking a couple of Sean's coaches, is he coming back? And at best they would say it's 50-50. And part of that is some of the stuff we talked about in terms of quality of life. But part of it, too, is the Rams are about to go through a rebuild, whether they admit it or not. And they've given away a lot of draft capital to make that run at the Super Bowl a year ago. Are you willing, or if you're being honest with yourself and asking yourself, do I have it in me right now, feel I have it in me to give it 100% to go through this rebuild, and how long does it take? And it may be that Sean McVay says, you know what? I just know I don't have that energy right now to put into a 2 or 3 year rebuild. I don't know. And he has not said that to me, and they have not. I'm just throwing it out there because it's real, So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I agree with you based on his recent press conference, based on what I've heard from some of his assistants. It sounded to me like Sean McVay is likely going to walk away after this year.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what I do have the energy for, and I will speak for you. I know you do as well. A conversation with Hall of Fame coach Tony Dungy. That's coming up next on Brother from Another. Don't go anywhere. Listen on Sirius XM Channel 85. Watching on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Tony Dungy's coming up. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.